back. Did that fix it for everyone? I hope so. Friggin' Twitch. I don't know what happened there because it still said it was live on my end for OBS. And it was not. I didn't have any dropped frames or anything like that. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I guess stopping it and starting it again fixed that. I hope. Did that fix it for everyone? Oh man, freaking! Of course, it just like fixed it enough so that I could uh, lose everyone. Basically, it's like, oh, he's got more than one viewer. We might as well tank it. That makes me so sad. Anyway, I guess back into it. God dang it! Why do you have to sandbag me like that, Twitch? Um, okay. And now I'm going to be super paranoid and constantly looking over my shoulder to the left. Let's see here. So we've initialized it. We've added our labels, and now we're going to actually try to listen in for those. Now that everything's properly set up. So let's see here. We're going to yield return null, and then we're going to check if. How do I want to do this? I guess we'll say int I is equal to 0 if page pairs of I dot right label or dot right page dot. See, and this is where it's going to get fun. We're actually going to dig into TextMesh Pro's stuff because I think you can tell if it's. We have like a is text truncated. Oh, I love you. I love you, TextMesh Pro. You're so nice. So if the right page is truncated, truncated. It's truncated. No, it's truncated. I don't know. Whatever. So if it's getting cut off, then we will spawn some new ones. And this is where it's going to get super fun. We're going to say I plus plus. Done eating. Congratulations. So we know that Waylon was eating a cheeseburger. What did you have? Were you fancy? Did you have a taco? Or, yeah. I mean, in fast food, tacos and burgers are kind of the big ones. I can't really think of anything else. I guess fried chicken would be up there, but I don't know. So we're going to increment our I, and actually, I guess before we do that even, we're going to spawn 2 new labels. So I'm going to pretty much just copy all of this. So we're going to say while page pairs of I dot right page freaking right page dot is truncated. We're going to do some weird stuff. We're going to yield return null. All right. And we're going to do I plus plus down. Well, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Bread slices with ham. All right. Keeping it simple. So we're going to change left label.text to not equal text there. We're going to do this stuff. That's all correct. Okay. And this is where it's going to get super fun. We're actually going to say page pairs of I dot right page dot overflow mode is equal to text overflow mode dot linked. And we're going to copy that again. Dot right page dot linked text component equals left label. All right, that way it'll overflow into this new left label, and then the left label will itself set all of that stuff up. Yada yada yada. Don't need to worry about it too much. Only eat 2 meals a day. Hey, that's like me. I no longer eat breakfast because I need to lose weight. I actually need to go on like a better, stricter diet than what I have, and exercise more. But that's kind of hard to do when you're a game developer, especially when you're a full-time developer and then a full-time developer when you get home. Unlike a lot of other people, I can't really. It's hard to split the time. Anyway, so we set up our right page, our previous right page, to flow into the new left label, or the new left page. Set up all the correct stuff there. And then we're going to actually increment our eye and basically wait one more frame. And then do the same thing over again. And that should actually be fine. I think that's going to handle it. So let's see if I need to do anything else, really. And I guess I don't even need this if. I can just have a while loop going on, can't I? Just do like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what this does. I'm kind of curious. Curious if it's going to break. Snap in half. Started to eat healthy about a year ago. Alright. Well, congratulations. That's a hard thing to do. I had to cut out a lot of Dr. Pepper, and I am a huge freaking Dr. Pepper fan. But I'm curious to see if that's going to help me lose a lot of weight. It's like 300 calories, so yay. I hate being human and having to, bow to my metabolism. If only I was an immortal. I could be fat and not worry about it. Anyway, so we're going to read. Ooh, yes, I think we did it. I mean, I forgot to turn them off, but, yeah, so let's turn off maximize and play, let this play out. Let's look at this. So, view, input, root, output, scroll area, book, cover art, page art. Yeah. So we do actually, oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, it broke. Why? Why did it break? Why did you break? I'm actually kind of curious. It was correct. Hmm. This is really disappointing. It broke everything as soon as I tried to look at it. Freaking quantum physics. Oh, dear. Really? Let me try this. Ah, so they don't like being looked at. Well, that makes it super difficult to actually do this correctly, but we can see, kind of, that it is actually layering them. And that's the important thing. That's the thing I wanted to look at. And that means that since we have this, and since we can check that it is truncated, that's going to bug me. That means that we can actually enable and disable that. So let's try to get our turn left and turn right, or turn back and turn forward labels turned on, and the book expanding. So let's see what that does. And I'm going to go ahead and do bool spawn labels equals false. And we're just going to say if not spawned labels. Oh, wow. Seriously? Ha! Hello, Garrett. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Let's see here. How are you tonight? Spawn labels. Before we do that, I think I actually need to make sure that I have a reference to my... I don't. I need a reference to my ASCII art labels. So we're going to say public text mesh pro UGUI cover ASCII label. I guess that's like the best thing I can do. So, and that's the top one is really the only one that needs to change. So we'll see what we can do there. Next, we're going to say public game object turn container. Ugh. Don't really have a better word for that. So we're going to say spawned labels equals true. Turn container dot set active true. Wow, I can't type today apparently. And what's the next thing I need to do? Oh yeah, I need to change the ASCII stuff. So we're gonna say cover ASCII label dot text plus equal middle ASCII art. I think that will be all we need. So let's see if that works. I will be very happy. Doing okay? Yeah. I've been working on a minimap system at my actual paying job because we hate all of the minimap solutions on the Unity Asset Store. And every time I go to like fix one small feature, I'm like, it would be really cool if we had this feature. And then I spend an entire day doing that feature that I never planned to do, I never thought of before, like 5 minutes beforehand. Let's go ahead and read. Okay, let's go ahead and read. Keep reading until we get a long one. They keep getting shorter. Dang it. Oh, I didn't assign it. Right. I'm an idiot. Come over here. Right. So we got to do cover art ASCII top. That's what we want. And the label I don't need, but I do need the turn container. So we're going to say page constructions, and let's go ahead and apply that. So apply. All right. Try this again. And I was about to say rotate for some reason. True, one portrait may hit the right whale. I like to think they're just throwing art at whales. Okay. Why do they keep getting shorter? Oh god, it's also... Oh, dear god. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, I also... Yeah, I screwed that up. I know why that's broken. Okay. I think I gotta fix that real quick. So we're gonna say plus equal... We need a new line here, otherwise it's gonna freak out. So... Come on, you can do it. Shazam. There we go. Get a quick drink. Okay, read. Yes! So we got it working. It's not quite positioned properly, but that's fine. We're going to actually position them now so we can figure out how we want to do it. And I'll just copy and paste the rect transform stuff. So input, root, output, scroll area. We're coming down here to our book section, cover, page. Nope, not page. Page instructions. Okay, so ideally, what these would be doing is... Do I want to center it? No, that would be so freaking weird. It's kind of centered. Yeah, wow. Ah. Okay. No, I want this. Alright, fine. That works. So I want them to be centered and I want them to be aligned vertically. And that's pretty much all I need to do to change that. So, cool. Let's copy that. Come back over here. Paste component values. This is going to be aligned to the top, and let's go ahead and hit apply. And book section, hit apply. All right. And next, before I do that, before I test that, I'm actually going to disable these game objects. I feel like I should cache them. Let's get. Oh, you know what? I bet I can put it in here. So let's go ahead and say public. Yeah, no, that's fine. We're going to say public game object left page object public game ob. Oh, it's because I'm not using text. Using Unity Engine. Game object. No. Game object. There we go. I knew I could do it. I knew eventually, after all the years of programming, I would be able to type game object. Right page object. And for this one to say left page object is equal to left page dot game object, and then right page object is equal to right page object. Oh, sorry, right page dot game object. Now the reason that I have it set up like that is because whenever you try to retrieve stuff like game object, it's going to create a little bit of garbage. And by caching these, I don't have to constantly generate that garbage whenever I do it. Once we have that, we can say page pairs of. Okay, we're not quite done yet. I actually want to say page pairs of I dot right page object dot set active false. Same thing for the left. So left page object set active false. Okay. So now what this should do is when the label is too long, it's going to set everything up properly for multiple pages, like we said. But it is also going to disable the pages past the first two. That way it doesn't give that stacked effect. So let's see. Read. There we go. So now you can see that it's not, like it doesn't look like there's a bunch of weird stuff going on in the background here. And if we go look at it, obviously we can't look at the actual text because apparently TextMesh doesn't like that. But we can look at the game objects. So cover page left. So you can see the left and right pages are disabled. And our turn back and turn page are properly enabled. So yes, it's coming along. The next thing we would want to do is probably highlight. Oh, actually, no. Right. So the next thing we need to do is actually somewhat complicated, because it's going to involve me adding some functionality. Uh-oh. Hold on. I just realized we have a problem. No, wait, no. I lied. Basically adding some functionality to how my input screen works. So currently, the input screen is fairly dumb. It's receiving strings that it's going to output, and it's just kind of doing whatever it needs to do with that. And depending on the information passed along with those strings, it's going to be like, okay, it's going to use this fancy background, or it's just going to be text, or whatever. But to get it to actually let us turn pages in a book, I need to add a reference to the current section. Now, what is the current section, you might ask? Well, the current section is going to basically be whatever is in the middle. And actually, right before, literally 5 seconds before I said that, I immediately thought to myself, how can it be the one in the middle if there's something at the top? And that's not super great. So, let me think. I suppose I could make it. Oh god, I don't want to try and detect whenever it's scrolled all the way flush to the top. That would suck. I guess I could kind of set it up so that whatever label up here is. Ugh, dang it. Yeah, I kind of like immediately I undercut myself. I'm like, yeah. Last night I was thinking about this stuff, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Whatever's in the middle, and then, nope, because there's stuff at the top that might be in there. And it's not the end of the world or terrible or anything right now. Um, but I do need to rethink that a little bit. Ah, geez, that just sucks. Because it's really never. I can't think of an instance where the text label would ever be important, and these read labels are really big. Like they take up a lot of space. The read label for books, the read label for scrolls and notes and paper, those are all fairly sizable. So potentially I could make it so that if it detects, something in the middle, then it'll do that. Crap. Yeah, it's always one of those things where, God, I feel like, what was it? This is Spinal Tap. These go to 11. Well, why don't you just make 10 louder? These go up to 11, see? Ah, dang it. I was totally convinced that it was brilliant last night, and then, nope. Great. Let me think. Let me think. Because like the problem is I can't just make it whatever the most recent one is. That won't really work. Mostly because what if you read things twice and you want to go back through and flip through one? Damn it. That is very disappointing. Um, Jeez, what do I want to do with that then? God, I'm just kind of drawing a blank here. And it's important. I can't really progress without having that. I need to have the current section. So, I guess I'll kind of fudge it for now. God, this is going to add so much complexity to this. Let's see here. We're going to need to go to input view. And let's scroll all the way up here. So I have current input section, or I have the input sections. Private input section, current section. Alright, let's see where this is being added to. Say current section is equal to section. And I suppose that's fine. God, that just kind of sucks. So, even once we do add the current section, I need to actually check against sections. Oh, God. This system just spiraled out into something way larger. Crap. So, the problem is that, and I'll show you what I mean. Once I have a current section, I need to. So let's say read. Let's keep going until we get our labels. Okay. So now I have a book that is long enough that I need to turn pages. Now, the way this is set up, ideally, if I type turn page, then it would turn the page in the book. But what would happen right now if I type turn page is that it's going to look for an object called page, and then it's going to try to turn it. But the book is not a thing. This is purely a text effect. So that means that pretty much whenever I need to type anything, I actually need to check the phrase that's input against the book, or not the book, the current section first, to try and determine if I need to do anything special. Now, this adds some complications because it means that I need to sort of change how my parser is working. Or rather, actually, it just means I need to change how my input is working. So if we come over here to our input view, when we input text on submit, it parses the text. Well, it doesn't parse it here. It looks at it, trims away any spaces, spits it out, obviously, and then it's, oh man, that's even worse. Crap. God. So it. Oh my God! Sorry, I'm just my brain's collapsing because of all the stuff that I'm thinking about. What I'm gonna have to do. You type it in, it spits it back out at you, saying this is your text, meaning that this is exactly what you typed in. And then it adds that to the list of inputs that you've already had. That way you can tab up by pressing just the up arrow key and reselect it and re-enter it without having to type it manually again. Then it moves the previous index to the amount of inputs that it has so far. That way it'll start at the bottom of the list, so the current thing that you just added. And then we check that against the parser. So this is actually going to be somewhat problematic. Currently, if I typed turn page, that means that turn page would actually pop up with a little caret here and say this is your input, but then I would have to redraw the entire book. That is not ideal. I would actually like to just be able to flip through this. But if I don't do that, that means that it will not really record what you input. Or at the very least, it won't show it visibly. Which may be fine, I guess, because you know what you're doing, and you could still, type. So if I did this, it would do nothing right now. But you could still type up and then say turn page again. And maybe that's fine. So maybe I'm just sort of overcomplicating this. It's just gonna suck to change this. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, see, and that's the other thing is I need to check these, but these aren't objects. These input fields aren't objects, so they don't have the sort of deep integration into my parser that things like a log or a bear would have, or the regular book object itself. That doesn't work like that. So, hey, this gets kind of, oh, don't even joke about closed book. Do not. I've been trying very hard to stave off that little guy at the back of my mind that's like, hey, it would be really cool? ASCII animations. So don't say closed book, because that will make me want to actually close book and have an art animation for that. Don't do that. I'm very bad at staving him off. He is very controlling, and everything he says sounds like a good idea. Would printing the next 2 pages and have it scroll up be really that weird? Well, see, the problem is it's not so much that it's weird, it's just that if you have a really long book, like 8 pages, you're going to have a lot of books, and you have to keep scrolling to read through them, like this. And I just wanted to avoid that. Because the problem with it is, if we do it that way, then one, it's going to clutter up your output fields a lot. But two, it means that we're going to be populating all of these labels, or populating, I guess, the front two, and then we have to figure out what to populate on the next one. Because ideally, I wouldn't just have all of them have the same labels and then I disable certain ones, because that would just be so much wasted processing. To have labels they literally exist only to be disabled. And this is another problem. I want to see what happens real quick. So currently, whenever we add that book section, it disables the ones after the first page. I actually just thought of something that might not work. What if when we disable the first label, it actually disables all text for everything? That would be very problematic. So, oh boy. So I'm gonna do this. Let's see. We're gonna say page pairs. We'll say if page pairs count is greater than 1. I'm going to say page pairs of 0. We'll just go ahead and do this pretty much. Up. 0, 0, 1, 1, true, and true. I really hope that this is not going to do what I think it's going to do, because I would be very, very sad if that was the case. It would basically mean that I would need to populate all of the labels, then trim them down to only what their actual text is, which would suck so bad. That would be such a terrible roundabout way of doing this. Okay, so let's see what happens. Read. We're going to maximize on play for most dramatic effect. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope. Good, yes. So it doesn't disable. Whew. I was a little worried. So this is not the full thing. The debug down here is the full thing. And this last bit, the imperial color, the same way do the other, since there is no telling. That's the last part of the string. Whew. Okay, so it's not an issue. I was a little worried for a second there. So we can get rid of this. Oh man, yeah, this is gonna suck though. So let's say input view. Let me come up here. See, and this also means I need to change how my book sections actually work. Tell you what, before we get into that, let's go ahead and set up the deinitialize stuff so that we can, get it recycling labels and doing all that stuff that it needs to do. Excuse me. So when we deinitialize, we're going to have to despawn all of those labels, get rid of all those page pairs, yada, 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 yada. So let's see here. What do we want to do? We're going to want to say for int I equals 0, I is less than page label, not prefab, labels dot count, I plus plus. All right. And actually, before we even do that, we're going to do for int I equals 0, I is less than page pairs dot count, I plus plus. Actually, you know what? Is page labels kind of irrelevant? It feels redundant since page pairs has that information. So yeah, I guess I might just get rid of that then. So let's get rid of page labels. Because anything page labels can do, page pairs can do better. And page pairs can do anything that page label can do. Sorry, I had to get that terrible thing in there. I just couldn't let that reference slide. So get rid of that. Come down here. Yeah, we're not really using it for anything. So usually I use that for cleaning things up, the labels or the list of things. But I can kind of get around that just with our second list there. So we're gonna say page pairs of I dot left page object dot set active true. Blah blah blah. We're gonna copy that. I right page object set active true, and then page pair. Oh, you know what? I guess I can just do that, can't I? So pool manager dot recycle, exact same thing, and then we're gonna copy that and paste it right below right page object. Okay. Oh, and we're not done actually. Before we can properly clean it up, I need to make sure that their text is truncating properly and does not try to automatically link to another label. So I actually need to say page pairs of I. Just copy that. Page pairs of I dot left page dot linked text component is equal to null. Let's go ahead and copy that real quick. So left page dot overflow mode is equal to overflow modes dot truncate. All right, and we're going to do the same thing for the right. So right page, not right page object, just right page. Copy that in. All right, that way everything's properly recycled, and when it gets pulled in again, it's not going to utterly break. So I think that's all we really need to do. Last thing would just be to do page pairs dot clear. And I don't really need to do anything with index because that's getting done in initialize, and we're not using it yet anyway. So let's try that, see what happens. Populate page text. I need to go to input view, look at clear. Is it deinitializing it? Good. Okay. So let's see what that looks like. I'm so frustrated though. We're so close to getting multiple pages to work, and just a giant roadblock. Okay. So now we're going to say clear. Read. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, really? Does clear not register commands? Oh, clear also clears your command history. Dang it. Fair enough. Oh, okay. Making sure that that on the sea was lowercase on anyway. On the sea, the white whale, more especially its flanks. All right, so it's looking like it's correct. So let's clear it again. Read. Just read a couple of long books. Keep going. Okay, now we're going to clear. Read. Keep going until... Okay, no, that's correct. Basically until we get one that looks weird. Which may never happen. Ah! As soon as I say which may never happens. Or which may never happen. So I do need to... Right, of course I forgot to do that. So come back over here. Page pairs clear, and then we're going to say cover ASCII label dot text is equal to top ASCII art. Then we're going to say what did I call them? Turn container. Yeah, of course. Turn container dot set active false. Okay. So that should hopefully get it working. Spawn labels. Yep. Yep. Okay. So that should hopefully fix that problem. Um, and I don't really see any other problems, so hopefully that was all we really needed to do for deinitializing. Um, let's go ahead and say read. Actually, you know what might be nice as well is do a couple of things. First, I'm going to add ASCII top and bottom. I'm going to randomize the color whenever this is initialized. So, where are you? I'm going to come back over here to book section. I'm also going to delete this first book section. And we're going to say cover art top, cover art bottom, and let's just apply that. All right, and let's go ahead and say this is going to be kind of weird. I don't know if this will actually work. Public color min color equals new. Oh, freaking really. Color. Let's do like 0.34f, 0.4f, 0.4f, 1f. Okay. Copy that. We're gonna call this one max color. Not mac color, max color. 1f, 1f, and 1f. And these are basically going to be the values that can be lerped between to form the random color for the cover. Let's go ahead and call it min cover color. Try saying that 10 times fast. Cover color, cover color, cover color. Let's see. And once we do that, we're going to say color, cover color, color is equal to new color, and we're going to say random.range between min cover color dot r min or max color cover dot r. Okay. All right, we're not done yet. Can't really make colors with just an r value. Then G, B, B, and we will just say 1F for good measure, so it has 1 alpha. And then we're going to say top ASCII, cover ASCII top dot color is equal to cover color, cover ASCII bottom dot color is equal to cover color. Boom. So now it should randomize that color every time we view it, or at the very least every time we read the book. Let's see what it does. And okay, already done compiling. Nice. I have high hopes. High hopes. And frack. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. It was just coincidence that it happened to be gray the first time. Why is it so pale? go ahead and pause this. UI, like I seem to be getting a lot of desaturated colors, which I wouldn't have expected really. Input, root, output, scroll area, book section, and yeah. Wait. Oh, is it because? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Oh, bah, duh. Wait, no, 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 no. I thought for a second they were trying to use the 255 degree, like 255 value, but that doesn't make sense. It would be a 0 to 1 value. Um, hmm. Hold on. Read. Everything just feels so desaturated, but maybe it's just coincidental. Um, like I really would like more vibrant colors here. Go ahead and come down here. So this color is like a greenish. Yeah, I mean it is random, so maybe I should increase the range. Push it a little bit higher, I guess. Because I could tint it a specific color, and that would, I think, make it more favorable in like the red, blue, or green sections. But I would prefer not to do that. I think I just need a way of forcing it to move over, basically, like be more saturated. Because that is a more interesting color. Can I do like cover color dot? Is there a HSV value? Color dot HSV. Um. Woof. So I guess what I'm going to do is create the color and then cast it to a different color and then bump the saturation value on that. Okay, well, let's give it a try. So we're going to say cover color equals color dot God, this is going to be so weird. Hello, Otzi de Major. I hope I pronounced that right. I don't know if I did or not. I am terrible with the Latin languages. Welcome to the stream. We're currently working on getting hue saturation values to be a little bit more saturated so we don't get things that look so much like pastels for book covers. So I guess I'll just do this then. Float H equals 0 F. Float S equals 0 F. And then color dot HSV RGB to HSV. So I'm going to want to have a cover color, then out H, out S, and I guess I'm going to need an out V. Vanishing enemy, just V. I know, you're going to complain. And we're going to try bumping that value up a little bit. And then we're going to basically say cover color equals color dot HSV to RGB H, and then I'm going to say 1F and V, and I'm going to debug what these are. So debug.log string.format Blah, blah, blah. Almost correct. Yeah. Sorry, I gave it my best shot. Um, is it the Otzi? Is it Otzi or Otzi? I would assume it's Otzi de Major. Um, or is it Otzi de Otzi de Major? Major. They could be the same thing. I don't know. That de might be. I mean, that could either be read as day or just an ending part of a word. So I'm terrible at these things. I'm terrible at names. Anyway, so we're gonna say. Once I get this working, hopefully we'll actually be able to see it in action. H, S, and V. All right. Yeah, I figured it was somewhat French. That's why I did the major, but um, I I was never very good at the Latin languages. Too easy to, or too flowy, I guess. It was always quite frustrating for me to pronounce it. I don't have a very articulate tongue, so. But either way, even if I can't say your name appropriately, or not appropriately, but correctly, um, welcome to the stream. So we're gonna try reading, and haha, yes, much better, way more saturated. This is better. This is what I like. Read. So yeah, it's just those saturation values were kind of in the middle, so it was looking a little pastelly. Um, and this is just a lot better, I think. Although clearly our ooh, why are you so oh crud. So when we expand our size of our book to accommodate the turn labels, um, it is no, it's not that it's getting too big. It's not getting rid of it, I don't think. I think we have one extra row here. Yeah, we do. That's interesting. Why is it doing that? Text are looking bigger than pages. Yeah. I think we have a cleanup issue. So you can see that we have this extra space here at the bottom. That should not be the case. So let me take a look at that and see why it's doing that. So in deinitialize, or I should call it deinitialize, not deinitialize. In deinitialize, it should say cover ASCII top dot text is equal to the top ASCII art. But I guess it's not doing that. So there we are. Let me take a couple more looks at it. Well, anyway, while this is loading, to give you a quick rundown, this is Text Quest. It is a first-person text-based adventure where everything in the world is made up of text, and you can interact with a parser. Currently, we're trying to get things like books to actually have ASCII art that looks like books, as you can see. And one of the challenges is getting multiple pages, specifically getting more than 2 pages, because then we need some way of flipping through the book. And we're currently tackling that challenge. And the text is being randomly generated via Markov chains. So I did not write all of these random words. So read. And now I'm going to say clear. Actually, no, hold on. We didn't clear before. We just kept saying read. And eventually it got screwy. Oh, wait, no. That's probably because I... Oh. Okay. That is a issue. Hold on. Scroll delay. So I need to go here. Go to definition. I think I think I have a list of how far back up you can go. And after you type in enough inputs, it's actually going to start getting rid of your earlier stuff. So let's see. Maybe it doesn't. I thought I set that up. And I was thinking that maybe it was trimming them without actually recycling them properly. Um, yeah, I as far as Steam Greenlight goes, well, we're actually already through Greenlight. It's been voted in, and I was stupid when I put it up there. I really shouldn't have put it up as early as I did. I put it up in September of last year because I didn't expect it. Oh my God, no! I put it up in September of 2 years ago. Ugh. Um, I didn't expect it to get through super quickly, so I kind of thought it was going to be like a year-long process. And it ended up being greenlit. Yes, okay, I get it. Visual Studio. Um, it ended up being greenlit in like a month, so I kind of screwed myself over with that. But yeah, it has been greenlit on Steam, which means that when it's done, I will actually be able to post it there. But um, it's slowly coming along. It's just not up to the level of quality that I want it to be, and there's still a lot of content that I need to do. Um, oh my God, freaking Moby Dick! Uh, by the way, yeah, all of these Markov chains are generated by Moby Dick, so I apologize for any weird text that comes up because that novel is super awkward. Um, oh yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna call you Major. I'm sorry. The either Otside or Otside or the first part of your name is throwing me off. I'm gonna call you Major. Um, so I apologize for not being able to pronounce that. Uh, I always like to ask what brought people to the stream. Were you just randomly looking through Twitch to see what was up? So I'm going to try clearing, and then we're going to start reading again and see if we get that right there. First one. I wonder why it's not trimming them. So we have this extra space here. Serious fault. Might be not. That's so odd. So we come up to clear text. It should deinitialize everything. And the book deinitialize is all this stuff. Maybe it needs a frame buffer? Could that be the case? So I suppose if that's the case, I should put this up here. Maybe that'll fix the problem. Let's come up here. I'm gonna just do that. Maybe that'll help it. I'm a little worried that's gonna give it like a stutter, but we'll see what that looks like, I suppose. Let that compile, and here we go. Read. Wow, that just did not work. Or, oh, you know what? I wonder if our top one has an extra row. That could be why. So, let me come up here to book section. I will try to get rid of, it totally does. It has an extra row. Oh my God. So let me just get rid of this. And hit apply there. Okay. I think that's what we want it to do. So it was just because my ASCII art was wrong. Yeah, I do apologize. I always try to get people's names right. I'm very bad sometimes. There we go. So our text still bigger than pages? No, that's this should have fixed that. Yeah, so it's looking correct now. So the problem was that basically whenever I was clearing it and resetting everything, the ASCII art that I was setting up for the main book, and to just double check my math, make sure, was not getting properly set up. It was basically setting this to have one extra row, and that's what was causing the issue. So that is no longer a problem, hopefully. And it seems to be the case. And have? Oh, just rainbow books. A lot of them. Okay. Yeah, so about changing the font size, I try to make the font um as large as possible so I can make it perfectly legible. So let's go ahead and let's read until we get a short one. There we go. I'm going to turn off maximize on play and show you what I mean. So currently I believe they're at 42 point size. Output, book, cover, page art, left and right. Okay. So I can change this to something like 36. And I guess we're going to have to like maximize on play and kind of adjust this stuff. And it's probably actually fine. I can probably down to like 32. And I don't want to get too much smaller than that. Like if I go down to way down to 24, I feel like maybe you would have to squint a little bit. But not really. I guess that's actually not that bad. But part of the thing is I need to, because there's so much reading, I want to avoid eye strain. So very small text is going to come in and be a little bit more intense on your eyes. It's going to get sort of hard to keep reading after like 2 hours of tiny text. So 24 is actually not that bad. I might bump it up to, I might go all the way down to 32 though. Actually 24 kind of looked pretty nice. So let's do like 28. Okay, we'll do 28. So it's 36. Oh wait, no, that was the wrong thing. Hold on. Oh right, it's the prefab. So it was 42. Let's dump that down to 24. That basically makes it incredibly unlikely that we're going to run into the multiple pages, actually. So I'm curious to see what this ends up doing. Let's do read. Yeah, I might actually bump it back up to 32. So page label, come on. Let's do 32, maybe 28, but I kind of like a little bit larger. So read. There we go. So that's a little bit better. Oh. Okay, so this is odd. Let me pause. Go to console. So I think what's happening here is that because the pages are resizing, it's basically the available text area is also resizing. So if we actually opened up our UI and went down to look at it, input root, output scroll area, book cover, page label. So that yellow box there, I'm going to minimize this so you can see it a little bit better, is the text area for our page. Wow, really? It's all the way up there? That can't be right. Oh, sorry, that was the art. There we go. This is going to make things. So you can see that it's expanding, and that's because we're currently going to try and fit to our labels, so our right and left labels, which are a set distance from the bottom. I think I know how we can fix this. We can simply reverse how we're doing the ASCII art. Yeah, the pages are resizing because our top label is resizing. So actually, I'm going to change this. Instead of cover ASCII top.text equals top ASCII art, we're going to say cover ASCII bottom.text is equal to bottom ASCII art. Or, come on, bottom ASCII art. And let's go ahead and get rid of you here. Oh, and actually, you know what? I'm going to move this back out of initialize and into deinitialize. We're going to set that up. And we're going to change this from cover ASCII top.txt to cover ASCII bottom.txt equals middle ASCII art plus new line plus cover ASCII, I guess bottom, we'll just say bottom ASCII text, bottom ASCII art. Okay, let's see if that fixes the problem. Because this way we're not resizing our top label, which is what our other labels are parented to, and instead we're just resizing our bottom label. I hope that works. It might throw off our turn pages, like turn page back, turn page forward stuff, but we'll see. So read, what the freak am I zoomed in? Dang it. I hate it when I'm slightly zoomed in, like at 1.1. That freaked me out. I thought for a second something was messed up. Read. Keep going. Give me a long one. Come on. Ah. Huh. So, yeah, like I thought, it messed up our turn back thing. But I think we can fix that by just doing this. I'm going to have to turn on my UI to look at it real quick. Oh, except it won't work like that. And I'm going to make these both be centered. Okay, so let's apply that. Take a look at things, and we'll see what happens. So read. I'm also going to get some pictures while we're doing all this. What was that? 8 bells there below. Okay. That's a great book right there. 4 words. Oh, dang it. Come on. Give me a long one. I guess I could just change how many sentences it's generating. Yarg. There we go. Frack. Okay, hold on. So we're going to go to our view container. I'm going to turn off maximize on play because I'm going to need to edit this live. Input, root, output, scroll area, scroll way down here. Page instructions, okay. So this needs to be page label. Yeah, it's too much. Let's change our height to 50. Does that work? I would kind of say so. So we'll just shorten our height to 50. And that looks like it would fix it. Okay. Trying to think what else we can do tonight because I kind of don't want to tackle the really, really big, nasty elephant in the room. Because I need to think about how I'm actually going to do that. Get a couple more Technicolor pictures. Okay. So I have several images now. So that looks nice. Let's go ahead and clear and then read some more to see if it recycled properly and is resetting everything. So you can see, I wonder if you guys can see that on the stream because it might be happening too quickly. There is, yeah, it looks like you can see it on the stream occasionally. Every time I type in read, there is one frame where the previous book is visible and then flies up. And that's because that's just how it works. Unity requires a one frame buffer to for UI to register that all of these things have changed and it needs to repaint and blah 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 blah. So it's actually kind of infuriating because it's just the barest flicker, and it's very annoying. Um, so I don't know. I'll have to figure out if I can get that to be a little bit better. Um, but on the whole, I think our books are coming along. But like I said, the next thing I need to do is um, I got to figure out how to tell it to turn left and turn right. Um, or rather, I know how I'm going to do that, but I need to figure out how that's going to actually work functionally. Well, not functionally, but programmatically. Um, because I have a rough idea. It's just that the very next step that I would need to take to get it to work is a very convoluted and complex one. So, um, really bugs me. I'm probably going to need to take a little bit of time to figure out how I'm going to handle that. So, we might end the dev stream there. I'm sorry, Major. I know you just got here. I always feel bad when people drop in near the end of the stream, and I'm just like, oh, I feel like a dick. But let's see. What do we do today? We got colors working for the covers. We changed pretty much entirely how the book stuff works. We have obviously perfectly flawless ASCII art, that will never ever be surpassed by any artist ever. We have pages have their own label, so their color is not tinted by the book cover. The turn back and turn forward labels show up only when they're needed. We got a lot done. There's just a lot left to go before it's really before it's ready to be deployed in game. But I think I can figure out how to get this to work. Hopefully by next Tuesday's stream. So, but yeah. Let's see. Any other announcements? We'll be back Saturday. At least I'm planning to do some more of our custom content creation stuff. So we'll be getting room maps and all that custom games tool sets back up on the stream. See what we can get done with that. And then, of course, regular streams will be next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, do I have anything else? Not off the top of my head. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I want to thank everyone who's new and all that, and everyone who's coming back. It always makes me excited to talk to people on the stream. Oh yeah, the demo is up on the website, and that is not the most up to date, but it's up to date as of I think November of last year. So, let me know if you find anything wrong with it or good with it or whatever. But I hope you have fun playing it. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.